neighbor. Like a good neighbor, Naala is here, back at our ex's bedroom again. Oh, that's true, you did still win the bet, so... Alright, Noel. Ball's in your court. You still gonna uphold this bet? Well, I kept up my end of the deal, didn't I? The following morning, CEF and I went to deliver the oath document, signed by the minister, to Noel. Good, I'm glad CEF went with you.
This most certainly is Minister Orta's signature.
You'll keep your end of the deal, right? Look at her with her puppy dog eyes.
It's against my beliefs to break a promise.
I know. That's good. I breathed a sigh of relief, having finally fulfilled my promise to Noel. This finally opens the path for the Roost women to be freed.
However, the real challenge has only just begun. Only one minister has pledged their support. What's important is how many more allies we can gain.
That sounds quite difficult.
Oh? You speak as if you are not involved. I shall have the two of you assist me quite a bit.
What?
We may no longer be married, but for as long as you are alive, your promise to never defy me still stands, does it not?
Oh, come on, man! Still? I mean, I'm not opposed, but man, still? I feel like we should have written this contract down and defined what never defy you means, because I feel like that could get a little sticky, you know, if it's not defined properly. Having been reminded of this, I really do feel like I made a deal with the devil. Noel snickered at my speechlessness.
As long as you understand. From now on, your job shall be to crack the whip upon your dear husband's behind.
Keep your fetishes out of our marriage, thank you. Steph's like, wait, what did I sign up for?
Crack the whip on my ass. Did you think I would release my wife for free? I did so with the intent to utilize the two of you like workhorses. You really are as rough with people as they say you are. I shall take that as a compliment.
I feel like I can see black wings and a tail behind Noel, maybe horns on his head. His beautiful face conceals a dark soul. What does it say about me that I love that man? I've never seen anyone with such a striking contrast between their appearance and personality. Half impressed, I smiled tensely as Noel stood up, saying,
"Well then,"
as he changed his expression.
"The major challenge for now will be the Assembly, which is approaching in a few months. There, a new law will be enacted, and our nation will make a fresh start under a new national policy. We have many enemies, and they are quite formidable. If you are not prepared, you will be crushed."
I'm aware of that.
Fighting against the country. Well, if it's the two of us together, we can get it done. Right?
Don't regret this now, Noel. You made your decision. Now you gotta be jelly over there by yourself. Being worked by Noel is most likely more difficult than I can imagine, but seeing Seth's cheerful smile, I feel like we can get through it, which is strange. I loosened my cheeks, and Seth reached out with his hand. I naturally grabbed it. As we smiled at each other, I thought I heard Noel sniffling somewhat uninterestedly. My sinuses. Why do I take pleasure in his pain?
I shall entrust you with convincing the aristocrats and representatives listed here. They are opposing members, but you may be able to persuade them.
Representatives? Are they different from the 12 ministers?
The 12 ministers are like the first of many members. Each minister has his own subordinates. Representatives.
That being said, what appears to be the name of the minister is listed above each candidate. Starting from the outside working in, this seems like a pretty daunting prospect. As I raised my face upon saying it, I saw his devilish smile. In other words, he was saying, just shut up and do it. And I felt a slight headache coming on. There's a lot of names here. There's bound to be plenty who'll turn us away at the gate.
Like pretending to be out.
All right. Seth, I will help. Take me with you.
I mean, I'd love to take you with me and all, but...
Seth scratches his head, looking as if he is at a loss for an answer. I'll show you how useful I can be.
That's not what I'm worried about.
Then what?
There'll probably be someone who'll say some awful things to you.
Ah, that. I've been prepared for that since the beginning.
I know you're super patient, but, how should I say? If I get pissed off, can you stop me?
You? Get angry? I can't imagine Seth getting angry at all. I thought he was speaking hypothetically, but judging from his earnest face, he was serious.
I mean, right? Anyone would get pissed if someone made fun of the girl he loved.
Seth. The words, girl he loved, struck my chest and slowly melted into me. Embarrassed, my mouth almost dropped open. That's no good. I can't have him getting into fights. It's okay. If you want to punch someone, I'll slap you on the cheek to stop you.
Maybe that's reassuring. Just take it easy on me, okay?
I can't help but to smile at Seth's joke. And so, Seth and I left the castle feeling much calmer than we had before facing our ordeal. Well, that's good. I should wait here?
Oh, yeah. At this time, this'll be the easiest place to catch him.
Having brought back the names of candidates we had to persuade, the next day we formulated our strategy and went to the castle. According to Seth, many of the representatives work in the castle during the day. But I wonder if it'll be easy to pull them aside. As I was feeling uneasy, a man walking from across the corridor approached me first.
Oh, isn't it the son of Minister Orta? What brings you here today?
I wanted to speak to you about His Majesty's proposals that'll be presented in the next Legislative Assembly.
Well, you're pretty straightforward. I heard a ridiculous rumor that Minister Orta has gotten in bed with a political assistant. Is it true?
Yeah, it is.
I see. So that's why you've come to see me, the secretary who is closest to the king.
Will you let me explain why my pops agreed to this?
From the beginning, personally, I've never denied King Toria's ideas.
I know.
Right, we spoke at the banquet before. So what you want is not my understanding, but my persuasion towards the king.
Apologies for my rudeness.
For the time being, please explain. Then I'll decide whether or not to pass it along to the king.
Thank you.
We got his consent quite easily. It took several hours of careful explanation, or rather, persuasion. Perhaps because of that, the representative, who seemed to be a friend from the start, ultimately said that he would help out as much as he could.
That representative has always been close to the old man, but I don't think others will go as smoothly.
This is a good sign, right?
Expecting things only leads to disappointment.
Seth's premonition was right on the money.
Oh, this is a rare visitor. Today I'd like to talk to you about the law that His Majesty will submit to the next Legislative Assembly. I really have no desire to play along. Don't say that. Can you at least just listen? I cannot. I don't have the time for that. So would you mind taking your leave? It's been a long time. I'd like to hear your opinion about the future of our country.
Well, well, if it isn't the traitor who stole Lord Noel's woman away and is trying to sell our country to Roos. It was such a terrible refusal that it made me wonder if the first success was a dream. The next two representatives we visited didn't listen at all. 2 for, 2 against. Ultimately, there were more in the opposition forces.
It's still the first day, so no need to get all impatient. If at first we fail, all we need to do is keep trying until we succeed.
It's exactly as Seth says. We wouldn't need to go around persuading people if they could be convinced in just 1 or 2 conversations. It would most likely take persistence, just like how I persuaded Minister Orta. I can persevere. I'm probably better at that than anyone.
As I thought, you're more stubborn than my old man.
Stop saying that. It doesn't feel like a compliment at all. But it's nice that I'm not alone in this. This is different than when I went to the minister's mansion alone. The trip back home was a bit sour, but just having Seth next to me made me feel more comfortable. As I looked at his face from the side in gratitude, Seth noticed and closed one eye.
Oh, have you fallen for me?
Idiot. I complained, hiding my embarrassment, and sped up my pace. I almost nodded my head at Seth's words, which seemed to be a joke. It's embarrassing, so I'll keep that a secret to myself. Girl. You little soon. Go and admit it to the boy. Importance. What's important? It was around the time when us trying to persuade representatives had become our everyday routine. I'd come to see someone who was supposedly a friend of Seth's, but tilted my head at the unexpectedly tense atmosphere. Although he is supposed to be a friend, I could sense that Seth was unusually nervous.
What do you want?
He'd made us wait for quite a while for this meeting. Despite that, there was no apology from him. It was said in a rather high-handed manner, and I almost raised my eyebrows.
I'd like to talk about the next legislative assembly. I have nothing to say to the traitor.
You don't have to say it like that.
It's fine.
Seth, unchanging his expression, lightly raised one hand to keep me in check.
There's all kinds of people out there, so everyone having different principles is only natural. I chose this position seeing it with my own eyes, hearing it with my own ears, and deciding that it was correct. I don't intend to betray anyone. Ultimately, it's the same thing. So you're asking me to become a traitor too? As you know, all of my relatives are part of the opposition. If we support the development of a cure for the rot, we can solve the issue of the shortage of women in the near future. And if the political assistant's suggestion of inviting women from abroad comes to fruition, it will ease some of the uncertainty until the gender ratio settles down. What's the objection to that? The political assistant, I'm told, intends to propose normalization of diplomatic relations with Roos along with it. Got a problem with that. Problem? Huh! I just don't feel like entertaining impossible scenarios. Then think about it. If this age of imposing a strong burden on women continues, someday things are gonna boil over. Not just with the women, but with all commoners not exempt from the law. Looks like you're chasing Roos woman ass here, Seth. That's not the case. That's the only case the way I see it.
After that, Seth patiently tried to persuade him, but he didn't seem to want to listen seriously. He assumed that Seth was a traitor from the beginning and refused to make eye contact with him.
Are we just talking in circles here? I thought it fruitless from the beginning to talk to a traitor.
I can only feel rejection from the face that turned away from me. Following Seth, who stood up with clenched fists, I left the room in silence.
Sorry. That must have been uncomfortable.
Nah. Rather, I gotta apologize to you.
Why?
You're taking the brunt of this more than I am. Are you okay?
Yeah. But honestly, it is a little sad. I thought if I talked it over with my friends, they might understand. I was being naive.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, it's a nice thought, but... I'm trying to think, like, what the best course of action is here. Like, let him talk some more, maybe. Kind of think it out. I mean, sometimes when you have a difference of opinion, you do fall out with some people that you thought were friends. And he's put a lot of value into this position he's taken now. And he's like, well, you know, I gotta stand up for it, even if it means that I'm not gonna be friends with these people anymore. So I don't want to be like, well, I don't know. I feel better going with the triple dots. Maybe he'll talk some more. Not being like, oh, you know, things will be better one day, really. Okay, you like that. The day will come when you can talk and laugh together again. I wanted to say that, but I stopped myself. It was too irresponsible to say. That's a great way of putting it, Naala. I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? Irresponsible. That's a good way to put it. Seth changed his position for me, and because of that, his friends labeled him as a traitor. Exactly. Thinking about that, how could I try to placate him with empty words of comfort?
Thanks. But this isn't just for you, so don't worry about it.
Huh?
Your face says it's because of me.
Isn't it?
When I decide something, it's for my sake.
But...
I also love that kindness of yours.
I'm choked up with an indescribable feeling of tightness in my chest. I feel better that I'm not qualified to comfort Seth.
But it's not bad to have someone next to you working hard together in such a difficult time. Actually, it's pretty fun.
Huh? The cheerful tone of his voice, which suddenly switched to a more upbeat one, caught me off guard. As I looked up with fluttering eyes, his slanted lips formed a smile. You're talking about me?
Of course. My wife.
I felt a deep affection in his voice and in his eyes, and I couldn't help but look away.
However, there is one regrettable thing.
Hmm?
Doing this every day, I get tired and fall asleep pretty early. I can't afford to fantasize about my lovely wife sleeping next to me, let alone touch her.
Is that so?
It's a pretty important issue for me.
I must be pretty tired too, because Seth, who is more than a decade older than me, for some reason even seems cute. Weird. I wonder why that could be. Maybe because he's cute. If not, this is a pretty serious injury. This is more than just being bonded.
Oh, I just want to grin when I see your sleeping face.
Don't shout in a place like this. While completely relaxed, I'm filled with a comfortable sense of relief. It was strange to be able to be my honest self with Seth.
Oh, I gotta go make a regular report, so I was thinking of dropping by Noel's place. I wonder if he's sleeping now.
He might be up. I never actually saw him sleep.
Really? I really am starting to doubt if he's actually human.
He's human. Maybe. Since coming to Nasla, I never imagined I'd have someone I could make such jokes with. I laughed and felt a little gratitude at my tumultuous fate. It is nice. She is very relaxed around Seth, which is very cute to see.
And that's the long and short of it. We got a few to join our side, but there's still a lot of holdouts. Understood. Please go home and rest for today. What are you going to do? I still have much work to be done.
I thought Seth would say, "Gotcha, see ya," but instead he crossed his arms and glared at Noel.
You know, if you don't rest more, that makes it harder for us to rest. I am not concerned. Well, we are. The boss should take some rest to make it easier for those working under him to do the same. In that case, I shall finish my work at an appropriate time. Really? Yes. It will not take long, so please take a rest. Understood. I'll do just that.
You said that to get Noel to take a break, didn't you?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Remembering it on the way home, I asked Seth about it. Glancing over at me, Seth immediately looked forward and scratched his cheek, a little embarrassed.
That kind of person won't rest unless someone tells them to.
I totally feel that. Same, girl. I totally feel that.
My old man was pretty crazy when I was young, and he collapsed at home a few times. So I wondered if Noel has been secretly collapsing here and there.
He even worries about people he'd like to punch.
What?
It's nothing. By the way, what is Noel doing now?
Noel is negotiating with other countries. It seems he's also working out the details of freeing the Roos women.
Noel is serious about fulfilling his promise to me.
So we also gotta work hard. If we can't convince the opposition and the bill is rejected, that'll look bad on us.
Alright, let's refocus then. I'll do my best. Despite being in the middle of hyping myself up, the cool night breeze made me sneeze. Since it was hot during the day, it felt colder. As I rubbed my arm with a small tremble, a hand was held out in front of me. Hmm?
A couple's hands are there to support and warm each other.
That's a little saucy. Saucy? My goodness.
Actually, this is the line my old man used to pick up my mother.
Stop, that's adorable. Oh, really?
Seems like a joke, but it's true.
She's like, oh! I can't imagine it.
No matter how tough he may be, every man who falls in love becomes a fool.
I laugh and take his outstretched hand. We gently held hands, linked together as we walked, and gradually our fingers were intertwined one by one. I love how they hold hands so much. It's adorable.
Naala.
Hmm?
It's nothing.
I think I know what it is that he wanted to say. It's probably the same fluffy thing that's floating around in my chest right now. I was aware of what it really was, but I was still a bit hesitant to put it into words. Thank you, Seth. So instead, I put all of my gratitude into calling his name. The negotiations with opposing representatives and aristocrats continued for the next few days. Thanks to our efforts, more and more people are gradually listening to us.
You've come again.
There were still those who were outright refusing us, though.
Wait, can we at least talk? Be gone!
The representative brushed away Seth's imploring hand and left the room as if escaping. When the door closed, the room was filled with heavy silence.
Let's go, Naala.
Yeah. On the way back to the mansion, I couldn't get that shouting voice from before out of my head, and I ended up saying so in an exasperated tone. He didn't have to go that far. How awful from a supposed friend.
Well, he's not a bad guy. It's natural to be pissed if you think someone has the same opinion as you, but then be told something different. So if you're mad at him for speaking badly about me, don't be too harsh on him, yeah?
If you say so.
Thanks.
Don't thank me. I don't deserve it.
Why?
Because you're protecting me. I'm not being useful at all.
That's not true.
Hmm?
I like myself better than I used to. I think it's good to be desperate for someone else's sake. That's why I'm really grateful to you for opening up this path for me. People really can change if they want to. Even this old dude.
Seth.
Feeling better?
A little.
Just a little.
But, Seth, you don't complain at all. I was the one who pulled you into this difficult path. I came to know my true feelings as I spoke. I'm not so sure that it's just the Roos woman or women that I want to protect. I can't even imagine wanting to use Seth now. That is, he's important. I don't want to hurt him.
Seeing how hard I'm working, are you falling for me?
Tummy.
I guess I better work harder then. I bet I'd work really hard if I could get a kiss from you. Sorry, got a little carried away there.
Hey, you shot your shot. Maybe someday. I mean, I'm alright with it. Ayy! Smooch that boy. Smooch that boy. That would be okay.
What?
Hey! A little smooch on the cheek. Oh, cute. I tugged on Seth's arm, which was frozen in surprise. Then, stretching out and clinging to Seth's shoulders, I lightly kissed his cheek. But standing on my tiptoes threw me off balance, and my lips were soon parted from him. He shook. Ooh. Seth froze with his hands on his cheeks, looking like he had no idea what had just happened. As he stared at me, I felt ashamed of what I had done. I turned away, not wanting him to see my hot face. You said you wanted a kiss. Seth? Becoming more and more worried, I looked into his face. Seth.exe has stopped working. And then the blush hits. Seth's mouth opened and closed repeatedly. He thinks it's so cute. He is smitten, I love it.
Cute.
Cute?
You're so cute, you make me forget my male desires.
What?
Whoa! I just got a kiss! Come back, my male passions!
Yes, no, chill.
Oh, honestly, you're just too cute. I don't want to get rough with you, I just want to cuddle you.
Mortified, I leave Seth behind and start walking quickly.
Oh, wait! Sorry, I didn't mean it.
I wasn't trying to be mean. I just didn't want him to see me smiling.